Classic Edition, a system that is a miniaturized version of the groundbreaking NES, originally released in 1985. Just plug the NES Classic Edition into your TV, pick up the great controller, and rediscover the joy of NES. It was amazing, and it was probably the hottest gift of 2016's Christmas, which I said that wrong, but I don't give a crap. Also, you couldn't find these things. They were impossible to find. Like, they're only like probably 2 per store, and people were probably just patiently waiting for these things to come back. Well, guess what? They're never coming back. You know why? Because Nintendo has officially canceled them, and they are never coming back to stores. Now, don't worry. I heard there's a little shipment coming back in May, and if you want, you can wait until then, or you can get these Ultra Nibs cheaper than $400 from scalpers. So let me show you a few ways that are some Ultra Nibs. And I think I said that wrong. Now I have 2 routes for you. You can get the Classic Edition, like the actual Classic NES, or the Semi-Classic. So let's get into them. The first list I have right here is a Retron 5. Now this thing is amazing. It plays NES, Famicom, Genesis, Super Nintendo, I think something else. I think I forgot the last one, and it plays Game Boy games, which Game Boy might be the last one. Now, this thing is only $120, which is very cheap for a system like this, compared to if you added up all of these consoles into one shopping cart and then totaled up the price. It's way cheaper. Now, you can also choose how many games you want and how many games you don't want. So, well, that's kind of the same thing. But yes, you can choose how many you want, and if you're scared of how much they're going to cost, they're not going to cost that much. Here's a little list of games and how much they cost. Mario, Mario 2, Mario 3, Bubble Bobble, Excite Bike, Kung Fu, Tetris, and Dr. Mario. Now look at all those prices, and if we add everything together, it's going to be a whopping $237 plus tax, which I rounded up to $50. Now, this thing is way cheaper and is way more amazing. Now, I heard another way to get the NES Classic is using credit card benefits, and you can get the thing for its original $60 price tag. Which, if you have, I forgot what, I think it's a MasterCard that does this, sweet. And I don't recommend jumping on doing this because I'm just a kid. I'm not that educated. I'm just going by what I've heard from videos. So yeah, listen to me if you want. And also, if you don't want to buy all the games separately, you can always just buy 151 games in one. Or you can buy one of those plug-and-play games, which have thousands of games on them, which is really just like 10. And they're all just the same game, like Mario, Mario Pink, Mario that's yellow, Mario that's orange, Mario that's who can jump higher. It's all the same. And it's cool if you want to buy that. Or you could stick to the original NES, which, here's an eBay listing for a whole bunch of NES stuff, plus the original, but I don't recommend the original for many reasons. Here are a few. 1, the console doesn't barely even work anymore. You put the game in, doesn't work. Try it again, doesn't work. Try it again, doesn't work. You gotta keep doing it, and doing it, and doing it, and doing it. And eventually, it'll just work once. Now, you can always instead get the NES Top Loader, which is more cheaper and more better. Now, the only downfall to this is you can't use Game Genie. And you know what's kind of stupid? I can't believe they didn't use this in the NES Mini. They didn't, or Classic. They did not include a Game Genie. Another thing I don't like about the NES Mini is that, you know what, we're going to save that to the next category. So move on to the next category. This is just going to be the part where I'm basically just going to roast the NES Classic. Now, I will give it compliments, don't worry, and I will be doing that part unscripted, but the parts that I hate, I didn't really think about stuff that I hate, which might be a good thing, but here's a little list of stuff that I hate about it. 1, the controller's short, and I'm just going by videos here. I don't own one, but I'm just going by what other people say, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that is stupid. I'm not going to be a blind sheep like person says, I don't like it because it's gray. Yeah, I don't like it because it's gray either. I'm gonna, and some stuff I don't agree with some people. So let's get into this. First, the controller's too short. 2, the thing's impossible to find. 3, there's no Game Genie built into the thing, which would have been sweet for like Mario and stuff. Now here are some games that weren't on it, and some of them I understand. Here's one. There's no Tetris. How can there not be Tetris on a Nintendo? That was one of the most famous games of all time on Nintendo. It's not on there.
Some of the classics, like DuckTales, Where is that? You know, we actually made a list up. A big one that I thought of, with 2 huge ones, Tetris. How can you have...
Yeah, why isn't Tetris on here? That's a huge title. It's a system-defining title was Tetris.
2, there's no Contra. Now, I was thinking, maybe they couldn't get the license for it. They could get the license for Super C, which is the sequel, but you can't get the original, the better one, which there's nothing against the second one. This is like on Monster Vision when they couldn't get the rights for Friday the 13th Part 4.
How can Part 4 be missing? What is going on around here? I'm going to the booth. If I find my mama in the booth, don't count on me going home for Thanksgiving dinner. You understand what I'm saying?
No Battletoads, which there might be some other rare games on there, I don't know. But some of these I understand why, because they couldn't get the licensing for them. But no Battletoads, no Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, no Mega Man, no Castlevania 3, no DuckTales, and no Duck Hunt. No Duck Hunt. No Duck Hunt. Can't you sell the light gun and then have Duck Hunt? Why can't you? Why don't? Maybe if there's a second one, you'll do that. And also, no SD port for more games. So if they ever wanted to update this thing, they could just sell a little SD card and you can put more NES Classic. You know, you can have more. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But I could see why, because Nintendo doesn't want people to, like, pirate game. Like, here, I'm gonna include here's Batman, the original, the movie game. Here it is on here. They're gonna try to, like, put games that aren't on it, should be on there. But yeah, now let me tell you some things I like about it, and there's not that many. One, I like the idea of it. I think it's perfect for some people who just can't afford it, like a original NES, all that crap. Excuse me. Also, I like the little selection screen. It's not just like a little 8-bit thing. You choose the game like one of those other games. And also, I really appreciate how they have the manuals. I think that Nintendo really understood that. And also, at the end of the day, I actually really appreciate some of the games they included, and I understand why they couldn't get some of the rights to some games. But yeah, in the end, the NES Classic is a cool console, and I do like it, but just give me one. That's Nintendo. If you're watching this, send me out an NES Classic. That's it, everybody, and remember, you only live once.